Hello everyone, Joseph here. Thank you for joining me. Today's topic is on what I think is probably the most important key to being happy in life, being successful. It is self-love. Now, what is self-love, you ask? There's so many different definitions of it. Self-confidence, self-love is just overused. It doesn't even have a meaning anymore. It's like saying the word God. It's just meaningless. I want to talk about how to identify whether or not self-love is in your life. And if it isn't, how to start taking actions to start improving that side of you, the way that you view you, the way that you talk to you, the actions that you take. There's two ways to see if you're a self-hater. Now, a lot of people that I mentor, as well as myself included, self-hatred is in the root, I think, of every human being. We do not feel like we're worthy of a beautiful life, of success, of happiness. We don't feel we're worthy of love, of these different things. I think a lot of mine came from my childhood, as I think everybody's did. Now, my parents didn't mean to make this mistake. Your parents didn't mean to make the mistake. They were doing the best they could with what they had, just like every human being does. But when I would cry, or I was upset, or I tried to say something to my parents, and they would say, hey, don't talk back, you're a bad boy, do not cry. The way that I took that is that it is a bad thing to feel emotions. I'm a man, I'm supposed to handle it myself, do not include other people. And it's best to suppress how it is that I feel. Well, how I feel is a huge part of who I am. So if I'm suppressing my emotions, I'm suppressing me as a human being. And it's not healthy, because where do emotions go? Let's say you have anger. You don't express it, you don't talk about it, you don't feel it, you don't go and punch something. Where does it go? It doesn't go anywhere, right? Why would it? It's an energy. It is scientifically proven that we are energy, we are a vibration. So if the emotions are not felt, it does not go anywhere. But it still impacts you. The last 6 months, I never thought I wanted to be able to do this, but I've been able to cry like a baby. I've almost felt like I've cried more in the last 6 months than I did my whole entire life. It's been absolutely liberating. I was never able to cry, couldn't. I was too prideful, was too suppressed. There was too much of the automatic programming of, you cannot cry, men don't do that. And today I do, and God is relieving. It's one of the biggest assets in my life now, I would say. So, back to the point. What does it look like when you're practicing self-hatred? Do you place somebody else's needs before yours? Are you taking action so that you can get approval and love of other people? Do you negate what it is that you need so that you can place other people's needs ahead of yours? Are you okay with asking people for help when you need it? I know most of you are probably going to say no to that one. Do you beat yourself up when you make a mistake? Do you treat yourself kind? Do you go and do good activities like you would for somebody that you love? You buy yourself flowers, you take yourself to the movie, you enjoy reading a book, you take time to read a book once a week? Do you write in your journal and tell you how much you love yourself? Something I started doing within the last 6 months. I write down 5 things that I love about myself that I did that day. A lot of them include complimenting other people. The funny thing is the way I treat you is the way I treat me. If you're not doing those things, it's probably a good choice that to a degree or another you have some self-hatred in your life. You do not appreciate or love you. And this is very, very impactful, because if you do not love you, you are not going to take good actions. You will not reach your career goals. You will not be happy, joyous, and free. You will not be content. You're going to feel a lot of pain. Think about it. The way you view yourself, the way I view myself, is my world. The only perspective I live through is my perspective. Even when you're sharing your perspective with me, I see it through my perspective. I can't see it any other way. What is the steps now that if you're like, okay, Joey, I got some self-hatred in my life. What do I do? Pretty much the opposite of what you're currently doing. The first thing, accepting the fact, acknowledging the fact that you do have an issue. You have self-hatred tendencies. Acknowledge it. Allow it to be. Bring it to light. Become aware of it. Be aware of the thought patterns of what goes into it. Usually mine are, I need this person in my life to make me happy. I've done that before with females and different things in my life. If I achieve this, I'll be happy. It's a lie. Obviously, there's nothing outside of me that'll make me feel whole. There never will be, there never has been. Now, sure, temporarily to make me feel good. And the funny thing is I've been here before. That's the thing about growth, is that it never stops. You just keep peeling back the layers of the onion, and it's almost like the same lessons just rotate back in life. Slowly but surely I get better, I practice tools, I come out of slumps quicker. But other than that, it's pretty much a lot of the same stuff over and over again. So first step, acknowledging that there is an issue there, that you do have in fact self-hatred, thought patterns towards yourself. The little voice in your head is not your enemy, it's your foe. It fights against you. It tells you you're not good enough. It tells you you're a failure and you cannot do it, and that you aren't worthy of love. It's a lie. It's so difficult to know this though, because it's such normal thoughts that you've had in your brain for so long that it almost seems like there's nothing wrong. But yet you're not supposed to feel terrible about yourself. You're not supposed to hate yourself. You're not supposed to beat yourself up, yet it's so normal. It's so normal to put cars, clothes, money, different things outside of us into this internal issue that we have. It's an internal problem. It has got to be an internal solution. Let me share something with you. There's this guy. He's inside of his house. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna go get something to eat. And he drops his keys inside of the apartment right before he's getting ready to go. And then all of a sudden, the electricity goes out. The power goes out to the whole entire place. He's looking around for a little bit, doesn't know where his phone at, can't find a flashlight. He has no light. He's looking around for the keys, can't find them. He goes, maybe I should go outside and take a look out there, see if I can find my keys out in the front yard. There's light out there, there's a street light. He's looking around, can't find his keys. All of a sudden his neighbor comes and says, hey, what's going on, brother? Nothing much. He goes, what are you doing out here? I'm trying to find my keys. Okay, so he goes and they start searching together, right? 30 minutes pass, the guy's like, what are we doing? Why are we still searching? Where did you last see your keys at? The guy goes, well, they were last seen in my apartment. He's like, well, what are we doing out here then? How many of us have an internal problem? We go outside to try to find our keys. I do it. It's never going to solve the issue though. The problem is not out here. The solution is not out here. It's internal, and this is where the solution is at as well. The next step. Feel your emotions. Now this is going to take a little bit because you were programmed from a young child to not feel what you're feeling. And I challenge you to feel what you're feeling. Allow you to be you. It's the most beautiful thing that you could possibly do on this earth. If you don't hear anything else I say, hear that. The most beautiful thing you can do on this earth is be you. Feel those emotions, that negativity, that insecureness that you have. Feel that. Love that. Unconditionally. Unconditional love is unconditional. You don't just love yourself sometimes whenever you're feeling happy, whenever you're charismatic, or you get someone's approval, or whatever it is. Love yourself continuously. Unconditional love. Once you allow you to be you, that's where life starts getting good. When you love all of you. And it's going to be a process. Please understand that. It's going to be a long time. For me, through loving me, I've been able to cry from loving me, from allowing me to be me, from allowing me to feel what I feel. for allowing me to think what I think, for encouraging myself to be sad, to be angry, to be hurt, to express my emotions and allow it to be. And in fact, I am my biggest fan. Third thing, I touched on visualization last week, but visualize yourself as a happy person. See yourself. You're so happy and in love with yourself. So happy with the decision that you made, where you're at in your life, the people that are in your life, the experiences that you're experiencing. Just feel the happiness. And the last step, I do this daily, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, affirmations. And do your own affirmations. My brain knows the difference between my voice and someone else's voice. When I'm listening to someone else's affirmations, it's not the same to me. When it's my affirmations, it's the same voice that's talking to me in my head. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Make your own affirmations that you love yourself, that you're worthy of love, that you're worthy of success, that you are whole as a person, that no outside thing makes you complete, that you are perfect, that you love yourself unconditionally, that you allow yourself to be exactly who you are. Make a tape and listen to it every morning after you're done meditating or praying or whatever it is that you do, yoga. Play it and tie emotion to it as if you already have it now. You already love you. You're already perfect, and that is the truth. The fact that you think that you are not perfect or that you are a problem is the lie. And that's what we're getting rid of. I love you guys very much. Thank you for joining me as always. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday and Memorial Day. Be safe. Much love. Namaste to you. We appreciate you. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, pass it on to your friends if you think that they'll get help from it as well. I think that we need more love. We need more self-love, especially. The change that I want to see in the world has got to start with me. Michael Jackson was right about that. Thank you guys. Have a good Sunday.